Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sindy Pratiwi and I'm from English department. I will present about student motivation in English language learning of 8th grade at MTSN. Okay, chapter 1. Background. From language learning and teaching refers to the teaching or learning of normative language outside the environment where it is commonly spoken, and language is considered foreign if it's learned largely in the classroom and is not spoken in the society where the teaching occurs. Communication is an essential need for human being. Language is a tool of communication, has important role to reveal intention to someone else. English motivation student facility background of study halaman 2009. University and other education institutes serve media to improve the quality of human research in nation. There are places where social, creative, and skill can be developed. Okay, next, motivation is one of overall institution in English. Motivation is one of the more important factors affect student performance of English learning. From fact the above, the research will analyze the motivation in English language learning of graded at MTSN. And problem of the study is based on background study above. The study are 1. How the student motivation in English language learning of 8th grade at MTSN. And next, what are the factors lie behind the motivation in English language learning of 8th grade at MTSN? And the last, how does the teacher motivate the FL student? And next is objective of the study. Based on the problem to study, the objective to study as follow: 1. To describe the student motivation in English language, and the second is to describe the factor lie behind motivation in English language, and the last is to describe the teacher motivated to English for learner student. And next is limitation. The descriptive study it student correspondent on important motivation in FAL class. It focused on the motivation in language learning. And next is significance of study. The first is theoretically, this study will support the theory of motivation in English language process, and motivation give benefit study for researchers from the result of the study. And the second is practically, the study will give empirical data about the motivation in English language process. Chapter 2, review and related literature. The first is related study. In order to make research previous research, the study has found a few previous studies that concern with research above. The motivation in language learning. The first research is from Suhib, which is identification, motivation, and attitude toward English language study problem engineering undergrad at Hadramaut University of Science Technology. The findings some object graded support instrumental reason for learning the English, including utilitarian and academic research. Personal reasons were also regarded as important motivated by students. And next, definition of motivation. Motivation is considered an integral part and achieve any goal, an important factor that has positive influence in any educational learning process, especially in second language. Motivation is more than simply a rising interest. It also involves the society interest and investing time and energy into putting the necessary effort to achieve goals. And next type of motivation, according as brand, motivation is very complex behaviour with my face. Interesting and interesting type of motivation have been studying the connection between them, which is important to both educational practice. Okay, the first is interesting motivation. According to Rian and Dechi, in professional this theory, the most fundamental difference between intrinsic motivation and extrinsic information and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation in agents introduced to do and take part some certain activity because individuals feel that they are attractive and pleasant. And according Sinchiro, there are many factors that promote intrinsic motivation. Some include challenge, curious, control, fantasy, competition, cooperation, and recognition. And next is extrinsic motivation. And according Fastinkins, Lenz, and Dechi, extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is propensity to take part in activities because the reason which is not linked the activity. The reason can be anticipation of reward punishment, like being successful exam or getting good mark. To come the point, intrinsic motivation is motivation to do activity because itself. In fact, individually who are intrinsically motivation to do practice the active work because they feel these activities are enjoyable. And extreme motivation, on the other hand, is motivation to do work at activity achieve a target. And next is motivation in language learning. Motivation in language learning, according to Brewer, motivation is basic essential for learning garden consider behave that we intention by motivation the learner such as requires and needs to have something anticipated first expect for a reason or principle having to do with aim to target. And next is important to motivation language learning. Motivation is one fund in Luffy. According to Shida, motivation is issue worthy of investigation because it is implicated in how successful language learner and motivation. His answer this research and the teacher provide to when grading to efficient language learning. I think enough for me. I'm sorry for our mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.